I'm Libby Andrus, and great-granddaughter of Johnny Andrus the first, and daughter of Johnny Andrus the third. And I live in Wayzata, Minnesota, and I've been a part of the Surdna Foundation for about 25 years as a director. We went to the retreat and would have been embarrassed not to have done your research. And we're prepared to get up and defend and promote certain areas and listen to others. And out of that, as Edie said, came the two new ideas, two new areas that we all really could get behind.
Yeah.
The area of non-family members, which was sort of threatening to some. I mean, it marked a real change in a family board, and people were worried about, well, what difference would this make, and would we not be in control anymore? I mean, there were just lots of worries. And I think that, particularly of those two issues, everyone found that they added to the board. They really pushed us to think in new and different ways. Mm-hmm. And even those who weren't for it, in the end, thought it was just a fabulous way to go. I think about the time you came on, we were working on a different mission statement, and we really hadn't had a mission statement that was front and center of our thinking and the way we made decisions. And under Phil's leadership, we dealt with that, and as a board really had a wonderful time in thinking about what was important and developing this mission statement. And out of that came programs. We cut two of the programs, but the programs that we had started to, by design, relate to each other a little bit differently. And Juxta is a perfect example of that, where there's an intentional collaboration between program areas. And I think that doesn't always happen. It's not natural that it does, but certainly there's an effort to make that happen more now. So there's a closeness, I think, within the areas that maybe wasn't there before when they were more silos. One of the questions or ideas that was raised that we might talk about was the next generation, and Edie can get into that more, but how to begin involving the next generation, and also having them sort of not see it as an obligation, but as a privilege and something they want to do. And I must say, with the younger generation members that we have involved, none of them see it as an obligation, and they are actually thrilled to be a part of the homes, be a part of AFF, to be a part of the Surdna board. They are absolutely delighted. And I think when people's terms are over, they grieve, that because it's been such an important part of their lives, all of our lives.
Yeah.
Kind of the purpose of the program was not just to involve family members in philanthropy and with the idea that they would go on the Andrus Philanthropies, but really just as much that they would go back and be really contributing members of their communities. There is no way that these younger board members are deferring to any of the older people,
No.
And with good reason. They are so bright and so talented, and they really bring a perspective that I think we're learning from them. So no, there is none of that.
No.
In relation to other foundations, in relation to collaborating within the field, Surdna has really often been a small player, working with very large foundations. And yet I think in many cases, Surdna is really, by virtue of the kind of work we do, has earned a place at the table. And not just a place at the table, but really provided strong leadership. And there are a lot of examples of that. So even though we're not the largest, I think we really feel like we can be a part of the field and provide leadership. And on the staff side, both Ed and Phil have been, I think we would all agree, extraordinary in attracting really wonderful people. I mean, they're sometimes too wonderful because they don't stay long enough, and they go on to other great opportunities, which is, of course, what you want, but sad for us to lose these talented people. It's been interesting to me to look at the evolution and the growth, which has been very natural. I mean, you can look back and say, oh, I wish we'd done this at that time, but really, everything has evolved in a very logical, natural way, to the point today where I think our grant making is just really, as I said earlier, vibrant and wonderful and well thought out and impactful. So no one grant, a lot of them. And I must say it's been a privilege, and it's been the most exciting learning experience of my life, and continues to be so. I just always felt so lucky, and never has it been an obligation. And I think I missed maybe 2 meetings in 20-some years. So, that's because I wanted to be there. It's been a wonderful experience.
Oh my goodness.